a Super Bowl champion and a Pro Football Hall of Famer of the first ballot variety. Good to see you, Warren Sapp. How are you, sir?
Always good to see you, Rich.
Yeah,
wonderful, baby.
Right back at you. Now,
I thank you for bringing that warm weather from California with you, because
come on now.
It was cold.
No, it wasn't.
It was cold 3-4 days ago, Rich. I woke up to 40-something degrees.
Now, that is particularly...
It was cold.
Can people handle that around here?
We all brought our fur coats out for a couple of days.
Like Joe Namath? Like Super Bowl III?
There were frozen iguanas.
Yeah, the iguanas were like hibernating.
To a Florida boy, anything under 65 is damn cold. Trust me.
Frozen iguanas sounds like a drink at Senior Frogs. Like, like some sort of...
Oh, you just got off the San Juan.
That's just along with a hurricane and everything like that.
Hey, a mojito. Mint mojito, if I can tell you people. Frozen. Mint mojito.
That works.
That's it.
What's this Super Bowl going to mean to this city, Warren? What do you think?
You know what? Just like all the other Super Bowls in Miami, you think about the Prince one, In the Rain, singing Purple Rain.
Right.
Joe Namath guaranteeing the first one. All the Super Bowls, Deion Sanders, them in San Francisco coming in here in '95 when I was in my last year at Miami. You think about all those Super Bowls, they're classics. They're classics, great games, great weather. It's the Magic City, baby. It don't get any easier than Miami.
I know. There you go. They love that. It's been 10 years. And, the onside kick was the last one for the Saints. Shocking.
Like I said, everyone in this city has been magical.
Do you want to ask the poll question of Warren Sapp? Chris Brockman, go ahead and ask him. What do you got over there?
Yeah, Warren. So there have been 10 Super Bowls in Miami. So we narrowed it down to 4. What's the best Miami Super Bowl? Super Bowl III, Namath guarantee. Super Bowl 13, the Steelers' second of back-to-back wins. That's a Jackie Smith drop touchdown for Dallas. Super Bowl 23, Joe Montana comeback, hits John Taylor for the game-winning touchdown. Or Super Bowl 44, 10 years ago, Saints over Colts, pick six, onside kick. What say you, Warren Sapp?
As a number 12 pick in the NFL draft, I take backseat the only number 12 pick in the history of the NFL, and that's Joe Namath. So I'll take Joe Namath guaranteeing it on the beach laying out on the lawn with his feet kicked up.
I know that.
What gets any better than that? I mean, come on, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and it was the merger and everything going on that the AFL wasn't on the same level as the NFL, and they had to show it. And Joe in New York, I mean, it didn't get any better than that. Broadway Joe on the beach.
What do you got?
Super Bowl 44, actually. The Saints' victory is leading right now at 44%.
These internet babies, they don't know nothing.
The Jets win in Super Bowl III and the 49ers win in 23. They're tied at 22%.
Come on.
Steelers win 12%.
Come on. I never get the poll right. You know that, right?
It works out pretty well.
The poll of the picks I can't get, but for me, it's got to be 3.
Now, I know when you sat down, you said yesterday was the 17th anniversary of your Super Bowl championship in Tampa. And this weekend could be one of the greatest weekends in the lifetime of John Lynch, where he hears his name for the Hall on Saturday, and then on Sunday gets to hoist the Lombardi Trophy as the general manager. And
you know what? You always put it in great terms. I didn't even think about that.
Is that right?
I didn't even think about that. I mean, you never even think about that being back-to-back. And then it's Groundhog Day for the Super Bowl, so like when I went into the hall, it was Groundhog Day. So
is that right?
We can replay it every day. I get in that movie and go through
I got you, babe.
Day. Oh, yeah. I got you, babe.
It's like you hit the snooze button?
Yes.
So I give you the floor. Pound the table for John Lynch for any of the Pro Football Hall of Fame selectors that are out there, including those that have passed on him for 6 years in a row now. This will be his 7th year. He's the veteran of the finalists, waiting the longest of any of the finalists this weekend. Why was Lynch Hall of Fame worthy to you?
I say it in these terms because when it's personal for me, I just make it in easy terms for everybody to understand. Tampa 2 cannot be played in the new NFL. You can't command the middle of the field and dominate the middle of the field like we did with me, Brooks, and Lynch. And the Cowboys have their triplets. We have our triplets, me, Brooks, and Lynch. And since you can't play cover 2 anymore, and I'm a dinosaur, Brooks is a dinosaur, Lynch is also a dinosaur, where do dinosaurs belong? In the museum. And what is the Hall of Fame? A museum. So can you put my dinosaur in the museum? You can't even have a safety hit like that anymore. A safety can't get in the box and dominate a football game like John Lynch, like Ronnie Lott, like all the great ones did, like Dawkins, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love Dawkins to death. He's a Florida boy, but I'll take Lynch every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I mean, that's my guy. And hey, ask Mark Tremere how it feels to be hit by Lynch. Aldridge. I mean, any of those tight ends in the league, we commanded the middle of the field. And if you wanted to come across, you had to pay a toll, get a pass, and get permission. And we still didn't like it.
Now, you would always tell me that the Tampa 2, the Dungy defense, the Kiffin defense was designed to send everything in Lynch's direction.
Right to him.
Walk me through that. What do you mean by that?
Listen, I had B, Brooks had A, and we narrowed it, and we just call it the free man. And Lynch was our free man in the box. That's what you hear all the time now. The eighth man in the box, that's John Lynch. That's what it was, because your eighth man in the box had to tackle like Christian Okoye and the big backs that we had, the Barry Sanders, Rashawn Salam in our division, I mean, Robert Smith, all these backs, we fed them to Lynch. And Lynch used to devour them. I mean, no one wanted to see John Lynch in that hole. One time Barry Sanders shook him, and we realized we had to squeeze the hole a little bit more. we joke about that one. I mean, one time Lynch came up and, oh, my God, the hole was a little bit too big, and Barry Sanders did that, and whoo.
Well,
it was one of those highlights.
He did that to everybody.
Yeah, I told Lynch, I said, don't worry, baby, you're on the list now with the rest of us.
And
doesn't matter.
And it's interesting. What similarities do you see in the way that Lynch, now obviously some draft choices were used on defensive linemen before he got there, and he kept hitting that. He kept hitting that with first-round draft choices after he got there, too.
Listen.
What similarities do you see in the way that the Niners have been built to your Tampa
It starts
team?
up front. And the front and the back end working together.
Yes.
And the middle is controlling traffic. That's the way we always did it. And I know they live by the rule, no excuses, no explanations. I mean, you will be held accountable to that unit and for that unit in that building like no other, because it's a brotherhood of men. And I trust you're going to be there, brother. And if you're not, you're going to answer to me before we ever get to that sideline. And they D-coordinators a nut. I had an opportunity when Solomon Thomas first got there to go in and kind of get with him a little bit.
With Robert Saleh?
Oh, man, they had the mixture of a great foundation, and they just kept doing the right things, and here they are.
What do you mean by he's a nut, Warren? What do you mean?
Oh, just a nut. You know, when I was around Rob Ryan, Rob Ryan for the 4 years in Oakland.
Right.
And to be around a Ryan, that's the ultimate nut, because he'll tell you, why do you blitz 1,000 times? Because 999 times ain't enough. So when I got around the solid guy, he had just came from Jacksonville, and he was trying to establish himself, and I wanted to see if he was consistent. And boy, is he consistent with his message, his preparation, and how he brings it to him. But he's a nut. And you got to have a screw loose to be in this game, and he's got the right kind of screw loose.
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. However, Mahomes is a guy who can unscrew the screws in a way that we've rarely seen. How would you approach Mahomes?
With a lot of discipline. But we have to hunt him like a pack of dogs, a pack of wild dogs. And, you know, we always talk about the lone wolf. The lone wolf dies alone, Rich. You know that.
Yes.
So now we're going to hunt together, and we can't let him out of the pocket. And I was watching the playoffs all season long, and Green Bay just kept letting Russell Wilson out of the pocket, just kept letting him out of the pocket.
Right.
You can't allow a quarterback out of the pocket to where now your DBs are in scramble mode and plaster mode, to where you're just trying to figure out where is he going. Man, you saw that one play when Mahomes had Tyreek Hill running across that thing, and he stopped, and Mahomes looked at him like, just keep running.
Yeah, I remember that.
Holy smokes. You do not want to get on the Autobahn with these 12 cylinders, because I love Richard Sherman to death, but, son, you built the play zone. Just like my dad, Rondé Barber. Hey, listen, keep it all in front of you. We rally and tackle. You do not want to get out there man-to-man with these boys and let him out of that pocket. It's going up top.
What's up with Revis going at Sherman?
What is that about?
I'm asking you.
Rich, I have a real issue when you left the game and you were the title holder, that you have a problem dusting off the throne for the new one or whoever it is. It's Aaron Donald now. It was Fletcher Cox for a little while, Jarrell Casey. All these guys play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I love that they play it like that. Like when Shaq Barrett was approaching my record.
Yeah.
Crush it, Shaq. It's been there too long. It's been 19 years. Crush it. Bust it down. Take it to 20. Because that's what the game is, the appreciation of someone doing it like you did or even better. Because that's what digs us up out of the grave is, hey, he's at Revis' record for how many picks or whatever it is, man. But, hey, man, you know, jealousy is a horrible thing.
Well, what's he jealous of?
I don't know. Maybe the longevity. I mean, you know, Richard is one of them cerebral guys. He kind of talks to it. But Revis was an introvert that didn't talk. So it's naturally a contrast in their personalities.
Yeah, but Revis has his ring. Richard's got his ring. Richard's got another chance for a ring. I know Revis is done playing, but I mean,
That's a Jet guy. You tell me.
No, I mean, he's a buck too now.
Oh, you did that
I
to
did.
me.
Well, I mean, that was
Ooh.
Richard's point when he came on the show last week. As I asked him, like, you know, is there something going on with you two that no one's aware of? And he basically said, look, you know, when he went to Tampa and they played a defense that didn't fit him, I'm paraphrasing here, and he didn't do very well there. I mean, that's why I play the way I play. It works. You know, and who is he to tell anybody else how to play the sport? Like,
Listen,
he left his so-called system. It didn't work for him, so he went back to his system. You know, that's the way it works.
Okay.
You don't believe that, or again?
I have no idea.
I don't mean to put you in the middle of all this, but you are my gateway to.
I got you. But I don't know what this was about, Rich. I really don't know, because both of them I would take on any corner,
Right.
any Sunday, other than, you know, Brian Kelly and, you know, Dwight Smith and run their ball. But them my three. Now, if you want to come in and play, you know, when they out, then I got you. You two, I'll take you. But what is that about?
I don't know.
Both of them good cover corners, and both of them champions, and both good guys. So, hey, man, bygones be bygones. Whatever her name is, just let it go. Hey, man, it's usually a woman or money. So
Is this thing on?
just say it.
Is this
I'm
working?
just saying, it's usually money or a woman. So just say it.
This is why I ask you these
That's
things.
why I give
Warren
it to you,
Sapp.
Rich. That's why I'm
Part
here,
of it.
baby.
Good to see Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. So who wins? What do you got for me? Who
You
wins?
know what? I got a real dog in this bone, and it's John Lynch. And I
Right.
love that D-line, and I love the way they turn around, hand the ball, because the game is won in the trenches.
Right.
But that Mahomes and them speed bandits they got, and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, they thinking up something. They thinking up something, and we're going to get a good game. We're going to get one of those classics like we talk about, that all the rest of the Miamis. And let's just get ready, because it's going to be a week of a whole bunch of talking, but somebody's got to play 60 minutes of football, and it's going to be fun.
Well, I like you mentioning Bieniemy, because it's as if
ridiculous.
it's as if he's
It's
basically
ridiculous.
he's just like the decoy with the sheet, while Andy Reid's the real play caller.
No,
I mean,
you're kidding me.
no. Well, no. I'm obviously being facetious.
Very
that nobody
facetious.
gives him any.
Right?
No, I look.
But
I always think.
they're both behind the scenes putting it together. See, that's the whole thing. You get a mix of that old Andy and that Eric, and now you got Mahomes, because you know Mahomes relates to Eric Bieniemy a lot better than he relates to Big Red. I mean, Big Red's just a different guy.
Right.
But Big Red gonna give you enough room to do what you need to do and let you be who you need to be.
Well, I take my cues when it comes certainly to running backs, and obviously Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator for the entire team, but he is a running back by trade. I take that cue from Marshall.
And you know he was stuck with Peyton Manning, and they got the same kind of eyes. That's just what you learn.
Oh man, and Bieniemy will coach you.
Oh.
We remember when we were doing Game Day Morning, and we did it. There was a piece where Bieniemy was barking at Adrian Peterson, like in his grill, like coaching him hard, and we were looking at each other like, okay,
That's what you got to do, because not everybody accepts that nowadays. I've heard so many times now, if you're coaching, you're hating. You don't appreciate what I'm doing out there. You don't know what I'm doing. Watch me get this thing done. And I just scratch my head like, well, all right, well, let the internet, Google where you ask questions. Warren, Marshall, Michael is where you get answers, because we've done it and been through it.
Right.
You might want to check your source when you go on Google. That's all I say.
Before I let you go, Warren, I give you the floor on Kobe. Did you ever meet him? Did you ever
Yes.
meet him? Okay.
You know what? Being with Big all those years, and Shaq. And then Shaq took us to L.A., and then Kobe is already there, and now it's the big brother, little brother, and you run into him in the tunnel when you're waiting on Big to come out. And
Or are you talking about Orlando with Shaq?
No, the big Shaq, but we out in L.A. now. He done took the show out west.
Right, exactly.
Orlando let him get out of there. I'm like, what? You give him a $200 million deal, Disney World, he's next to the mouse. You don't let them leave. I mean, I killed my week, man. I was driving back and forth. Don't take me there.
Okay.
But, with Kobe, you always saw him because he was just different. And then when he put the Italian album out, rapping in Italian, I'm like, this man's a whole different animal.
He is.
And then when I was going out to L.A. with y'all, doing the game day morning and everything, staying in L.A., going to the games, he gave me his jersey after he passed 24,000 points one night.
What do you mean?
He gave me the jersey that he was wearing the night he went past 24,000 points in an NBA game. I got that jersey.
He just walked up to you and handed it
No,
to
I
you?
was, I was close enough. Well,
Sure.
Jeannie Buss used to give me a ticket. Jeannie, hook your boy back up, man. get that email going, you know.
Yeah.
You know, LeBron out there, baby. At AD, we got some good basketball. So, you know, I was close enough to him, and he was scoring, and I looked up, and I see it. I said, yo, I need that jersey. And he turned and looked at me and said, you got it, big fella. And then I saw him after the game, and I got the jersey when he passed 24,000 points. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the kind of guy he is. He touched everybody in such a unique and special way. Man, that's why it sucked yesterday, man. And now I'll share the rest of my life with my Super Bowl and the day Kobe was gone. Nah,
That's right. Yesterday was the
Hey,
17th
that's
anniversary.
it. I mean,
sure.
that was my 17th year anniversary, January 26th. That date will live double infamy now for me.
But you also know the importance of being a dad to a daughter, too.
Hey.
I mean, you share that as well.
Hey, you know that's what it is. You know, they call daddy little girl for a reason, boy. And I remember sharing, you know, on Sunday, me and my little girl talk because she watches football like I do, like his little girl played basketball like he did. But my little girl couldn't play the game, you know. But she talks about it in such a vigor and a love that, you know, just warms my heart, and none but a daddy's girl. And if you a father out there, you know what it is. You call your baby, you tell her you love her, and you kiss her and you hug her, because we never know the time or the hour that the good Lord gonna call us home. And yesterday made that so apparent to all of us, and it was a tough day.
I love you, Warren Sapp.
I love you back,
I don't
Rich
care who
Eisen.
knows it.
Hey, listen,
I will say.
and you know what? I brought a gift, because you
What do
can't
you
come to Florida without some of that good 99.
Okay, there it is. This is a Barrel of Monks Brewing number 99 Belgian-style blonde ale.
Who
Hey,
don't
now.
love a blonde?
Hey now.
Hey, man, I know my guy, and you know what? You make sure that's cold, and I got one for the crew over
Okay.
here, too. I
I'd
won't let you
love
share
to.
that.
You know
Rich,
at 99.
better.
Where can people get this?
There it is. Oh, no, Barrel of Monks. Right
Okay.
up in Boca Raton. It's lovely, right? You see the Hall of Fame
There you
bus
go.
on there.
There you go.
Stop.
There you
it
go.
is.
There's the bust right there in the
baby.
middle. Good. By the way, 7 years you'll be in this fall. 7 years you'll be in the
It
hall.
goes fast.
It goes really
goes
fast.
fast.
Good to see you, Warren Sapp.
Always good to see you,
At
Rich.
Warren Sapp on Twitter and Instagram. Check him out when he's fishing or not fishing. You'll know.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.